Okay, so let's get into it. Today, they just announced the Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, the action game, the Dark Souls ripoff, at E3, and I I lost my goddamn mind, and not in a good way. So let's preface this with I haven't done a video like this before. I'm definitely branching out and doing new things because I'm also testing the limits of where I am creatively, as well as the skills I can have with video editing and everything. So anyway, you're going to hear a lot of clicking around because this is not scripted. This is sort of off the cuff. I'm sitting here on my computer, and that's that. So we are going to get into it. So they just released it, announced it at E3, and honestly, after watching that trailer, I am amazed at the spectacular piece of shit that they are pawning off on us as just a Dark Souls reskin. So let's go over what we know. Okay, so what we know is the name of the game. What we know is that it relies heavily on action. Obviously, we're gonna find out what Polygon has to say about this because they're a paragon in fucking video game journalism. So, I read through each of these articles up here. Get rid of that one because that's nothing. And really found nothing, anything new, other than that the official description of the game reads that Jack and his allies, Ash and Jed, burn with resolve to defeat chaos and throw open the gates of the Chaos Shrine. Yet doubt remains, and are they truly the warriors of light as the prophecy foretold? I don't know where that information is. I'm going based off of just the trailer. This clearly takes place... I mean, they refer to this night at the end of the trailer as Garland. So this takes place in some sort of parallel universe to Final Fantasy 1. Not enough of that to keep me sane during this review. So, I'm not impressed with what they showcased. I just can't even believe that this is what they're trying to pawn off as a new game. It seems to me that it was more of a, hey, you know what's doing really good? These sort of Souls and Bloodborne games. Let's slap Final Fantasy on it. Who did this? The Verge. I don't even know what this is. It's all the same thing. They're just quoting that the Nomura, who apparently he said, while it's Final Fantasy, it feels different, and there's no doubt that the blood of Final Fantasy runs through its veins. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand the need for this. I'm just confused. I love Souls and I love Final Fantasy. I love the Dark Souls series. If you watch any of my stuff or streams, you know I've dropped over 800, 900 hours into Dark Souls 3. I do appreciate that they're trying to do a more mature and stylish title, but this isn't impressive at all. I mean, probably the biggest thing for me is less what they showed, because we don't know much about the story. So I'm going based off of just what we saw. So let's talk about that real fast. So we've got the Old Navy crew. Oh my God. That is a black crew neck t-shirt. There's nothing spectacular other than the giant sword on his back. You've got bootleg, half-assed, semi-pseudo rival to the left of him. And you've got a broke-ass Naruto cosplayer to the right of him. I don't know what... I don't get the aesthetic. And that's really what's bothering me about this. He's wearing a shirt that have buttons running down to his navel. I don't get that character design. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of outfits with a lot of belt buckles and zippers. And it just doesn't feel worked on. It's hard to describe because and if you guys really do want to see something like me actually talking about this video, I can maybe write out my thoughts instead of just sitting here. But this just screams edgelord. And I am an edgelord. I have no problem with edgelord, but this is ridiculous. So anyway, they end up opening the doors to chaos, I guess. You hear a woman's voice in the background. It sounds to me like it's Princess Sarah or whoever they're going to name the princess, and she's talking about Garland, how a knight. Well, she's saying a knight left. In Final Fantasy I, Garland kidnapped her, and you beat Garland and you save her. This is what we're getting from now on. This is what games have become. They've become this cancerous. Just there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I was more excited to play an 8-bit indie game than I am now looking at this trailer that God only knows how much it cost them to make. It just seems lazy. I mean, here, they're the same character. That's the same character design. I'm blown away. The ears are bent the same way, same hairstyle, except Core from Final Fantasy 15 looks like he's, I don't know, what would you call him? He looks like maybe he's Italian, and what's this guy's name? Phil. He looks like he's German. I don't get the buttons and the zippers and the buckles, but it's just all of these characters look the same, and it's mind blowing that they would release this and then. So from what I can see is that they are taking after the Souls style of games where throughout the trailer, I'm not going to show the trailer, or at least maybe I'll throw in some snippets here and there. I really don't know if I'm allowed to do it. Is that as you find new equipment, he can equip it. Like in one scene, the main character looks like he's a dragoon. He's got a spear and armor. And then in another scene, he's got a sword and a shield, and he's using ice magic. So that's what they're doing. So this is basically what I'm assuming is he's unequipped. This is the beginning of the journey, and he's got nothing. But, oh my God, what's happening to these games? Holy shit. So anyway, you proceed through the game. They talk about, and we could pull up the articles here. Talk about this game being bloody. There's some blood on the main character's. Oh, so I'm sorry. His name is Jack, not Phil. I'm gonna call him Phil. There's some blood on his sword, but what it looks like is as you're killing these monsters, their blood it crystallizes, so they have to force feed us the crystals in this. I don't even understand this. Again, I don't understand why we needed this. And then we've got Kotaku here saying this guy is someone you see in a Final Fantasy in a 7-Eleven parking lot. This guy's pretty svelte. I don't know. I don't really run into guys that look like this in a 7-Eleven parking lot. Maybe the gym. Maybe Gold's Gym. You'd see him in here. I mean, this is official art, apparently. The guys above look like dudes I might actually know. No, you don't. Stop it. You don't know. You don't know a guy that looks like this. I grew up with guys that look like this. You don't know anyone that looks like this. I don't even know how that's tied around his waist. What the fuck? Certainly don't know anyone that looks like... Oh, this is amazing. This is a dumpster fire. This is gonna be a dumpster fire. Oh, I can't take it. Oh. I fucking hate that he's got buttons running down to his navel. This is ridiculous. I think what's more ridiculous than this and what actually set me off was watching... Now, again, I've been on YouTube for a while. I have no idea how this works. I guess certain people were allowed to stream E3, and you know, like if you had to have been invited, I don't really know. I just saw some people I know bitching on Twitter that they weren't allowed to do it. So I'm assuming that they got some sort of invite and they were able to do it. But when you're watching them and you see it was the most generic... This is why I can't be allowed to do this. Because if Square Enix came to me and they were like, Exodus, listen, we're gonna let you stream E3. Awesome, great. Okay, Final Fantasy Origins, whatever's coming up. Here we go. I would be sitting on my Twitch channel going, this looks like a piece of shit. But what you get is a generic, oh yeah, and then one girl is like, oh my god. Like Cloud walked on screen, like a character you know walked on screen. These are generic, created characters that, quiet! I don't care if someone's being shot. This is my time to do recordings. I don't even... You know what really prompted me to do this is my friends texted me. I had already seen it, but my friends texted me the trailer, what they released. And I told them how I feel about it. And I said, I don't think this looks good. I don't think this is going to be good. And I told them why, which was just what I just ranted to you people about. And they were mad at me. And I said, I don't understand. Like, this is the same generic bullshit that we keep getting. Like in Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 was an okay game. It was one of those games where I think we were just so excited to get a mainline Final Fantasy, but then when you look back on it, you start to kind of pick it apart. Like, the battle system was just hitting triangle a lot and then using potions on yourself. And it sort of waned. Like the music was grandiose and the stories tried to be, but you kind of could pick it apart as you look back on it. And it's sad. It's sad to see, as someone who's been a gamer essentially their whole life, especially in the RPG space, it's really sad. I feel like people that watch movies like Star Wars, that watch what happened to it, and they say, hey, this is soulless, and now I get it. This just doesn't... When you think Final Fantasy 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, you think armor and magic and dragons, and we're getting this Abercrombie and Fitch model. Ugh. Oh my god, this is a piece of shit. At least what they gave us. I will preface this because I'm sure this video won't do well. I don't know what the story's going to be other than it's tearing apart or ripping off Final Fantasy 1. It clearly takes place in some universe that involves Final Fantasy 1, Warriors of Light, Garland, Chaos. I don't know why this guy looks like he raided my wardrobe. I don't get it. I really don't. I really don't. And this is all just... How is this even journalism? They're just quoting what everyone else says and what they did. This should have really... This could have just been, here's a link to the trailer, the debut trailer. There you go. This is ridiculous. I don't know why I've got 5 articles open. I'm sure there's countless of videos about this. Ugh. Oh my god. What a shame. What an absolute shame. Alright. So there you have it. I'm done. This is done. This is ridiculous. Bragging about working on Dissidia NT. Dissidia NT was trash. That was a bad game. Ugh. Oh, I'm becoming a grumpy old man. Such a grumpy old man.